online international inter-school debate powered by Stay Free and brought to you in partnership with Save the Children. It's been our privilege hosting some fantastic debates so far. It's been a couple of weeks of debating, and the standard of debates that we have seen, wow, we could not have asked for better. Well, let's see how the two schools today improve that standard further. So without much ado, let us start. So today's debate is between the Nallamalla Reddy Foundation School, Medchal, and the Gwalior Glory School, Gwalior Glory High School, from Gwalior. This is the 20th debate of this event so far, and this is a Pool A match. Remember, some matches have already been played at Pool A. I'm sure the coordinators have seen the leaderboard and they know the scores that they are trying to beat. Before we go on, we are very proud to be powered by Stay Free. Stay Free is a brand for women's hygiene that does a phenomenal amount of great work, particularly for young women who are just entering puberty. Here is a short public service announcement that they wanted us to share with all of you, which we'll quickly play and then start with the debate.
मेरे पीरियड शुरू हो गए हैं।
पहली बार हो रहे हैं मुझे, तो काफी अजीब लग रहा है।
पीरियड्स में मुझे आसान काम भी मुश्किल लगता है, बहुत दर्द होता है।
मैं किसी के पास बैठ भी नहीं सकती और जब मैं उठती हूँ बार-बार निशान चेक करती हूँ।
घर में एक ही वॉशरूम है, तो पैड चेंज करने में मुझे शर्म आती है।
मुझे पैड को कचरे में छोड़ना पड़ता है हर बार।
She may not understand what she's going through. She just needs to know you do. Over 2 million girls will get their first period in lockdown. Your daughter or sister could be one of them. Talk to her. Tell her.
It's normal. It's just a period.
Well, after that wonderful, heartwarming message from Stay Free, here is the topic for the debate today. This house believes that India needs a single national language. I'll repeat, this house believes India needs a single national language. These are the two teams today. From the Nallamalla Reddy Foundation School, we have Mr. Venkat, who's the Vice Principal. We are very honored to have you, sir, adjudicating this debate today. Sumit would be speaking for the motion, while Yashwant speaks against the motion. From the Gwalior Glory High School, we have Ms. Aarti Kumar, who would be the adjudicator. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Sakshi is speaking for the motion, and Akanksha is speaking against the motion. This will be the order of the speakers. Sumit goes first, speaking for the motion, followed by Akanksha speaking against the motion, followed by Sakshi speaking for the motion again, and finally Yashwant speaking against the motion. Are we clear on that order? A quick check, all the judges, do you have access to the scoring sheets? This is also where I introduce you to the third neutral adjudicator. We have the privilege of having Ms. Meghna Laha with us. Meghna is an AVP at Notebook. She holds an MPA from the SIPA school, which is in the Columbia University in New York, and an MS from the University of Rhode Island. She was working for the World Bank, where she was monitoring 42 unsupervised projects across Africa. And then when we started Notebook Out, she wanted to join in the efforts of making study more fun and enjoyable for every student out there. Meghna, thank you for joining. Would the judges please confirm that they have access to the scoring sheets?
Confirmed from me.
Thank you, Meghna. Aarti ma'am, do you have access to the scoring sheet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sumit and Yashwant, I don't see Venkat sir on this session. Could you just confirm if he's there?
Yes, sir. I am here. I'm Sumitra.
Yes, Sumit. Yeah, Sumit and Yashwant. Why don't all of you switch on your cameras? We would love to see you.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon,
Right.
sir.
Good afternoon. So, Sumit, Yashwant, we still don't see Mr. Venkat logged in. So, I can see all of you. Thank you for that. Let's keep those cameras on. Is Mr. Venkat joining? Because I still don't see him online. We will need him to join because he is the adjudicator. So while we're waiting for Mr. Venkat to join in, we typically have the introductions just before you start speaking. What we'll do today is we'll have the introductions first. We will go in the same order that you are speaking in. So Sumit will start with you. We would love to know a little bit about.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone. I'm Sumit Roy from Nallamala Reddy Foundation School, studying at class 12. My hobbies are reading books and playing games and drawing pictures. That's all.
Wonderful, Sumit. Good to have you with us. Akansha, would love to know a little bit about you.
My name is Akansha, as you said. I'm from Gwalior Glory High School, Gwalior, and I'm a humanities kid. I love psychology, and my hobbies would be maybe conversing with people, be it any sort of conversation, formal, informal, any sort of conversing with new people. That's it. That's what I love.
Wonderful, Akansha. Sakshi, we would love to know you a little bit better as well.
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I am Sakshi Agrawal from Gwalior Glory High School, Gwalior. My hobbies are reading. I adore books and I'm passionate about certain social topics like LGBT rights, women's rights, breaking stereotypes, beauty standards, the ever-changing beauty standards, must I say. And I'm, again, a humanities kid and I love sociology. Studying about society, how it impacts us, how we impact it, quite fascinating.
Wonderful, Sakshi. Good to have you with us. Yashwant, we would love to know you a little bit better as well. Yashwant, you're on mute.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Yashwant. I'm from Nallamala Reddy Foundation School, located in Hyderabad. So my habits are reading some comic books and playing some video games and outdoor games.
Wonderful, Yashwant. I can see that Mr. Venkat has now joined us. Mr. Venkat, sir, thank you so much for joining. I am just quickly checking if you have access to your scoring sheet. Can you just tell me if you are already on your scoring sheet? Mr. Venkat, sir, can you hear me? Mr. Venkat, sir, if you're there, can you just unmute yourself? Sir, I can see that you've unmuted yourself. We still can't hear you. Quickly checking if you have access to the scoring sheet. So you will need access to the scoring sheet before we can start the debate because you will have to put in the scores as the speakers speak. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay, but it is absolutely imperative that we have all the three judges with access to the scoring sheets before we start.
Okay.
Akansha, we got worried for a second there. We had lost your feed. I think you got disconnected. Mr. Venkat, sir, if you can hear me, you would have received an email from my ID on your Gmail account. It should give you access to a Google Sheet where you can put in the scores. Yashwant, did you manage to speak to sir?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope he joins soon because we, as a rule, would need one adjudicator from each school and a third neutral adjudicator so that the scoring remains fair and square.
Okay, sir.
Sumit, you would be going first. This would be a good time to brush up on your arguments. We would be starting with you shortly, as soon as we can have all
Excuse
these.
me, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you
Yes,
hear me?
Yes, Akansha, I can hear you.
Sir, actually, there's some issue with my network. So if I suddenly get out of the meeting, please bear with it.
Sure. So we saw you drop off once. We were a
Yes,
little
sir.
worried.
Yes, sir.
In case you are speaking and the connection drops off, we will pause the timer. We'll wait for you to join back. All right.
Thank you, sir. Really
No worries.
great of you. Thank you.
That's the least we could do. Mr. Venkat, we still don't see you on the Google Sheet. If you could just check if you have received that email. If not, I'll send that to you once again. The more technology has evolved, the more difficult connecting has become. In fact, we should have that as one of the topics on one of our debates, I'm quite sure.
Yes.
Yashwant, when you spoke to sir, did he say that he has access to the scoring sheet?
Yes, sir. I have called him.
Okay,
1 minute, sir.
sure. Okay, so the problem I think is that Mr. Venkat is trying to access from his phone, which would be a bit of a problem, sir. Sir, what we can do is, I will ask Meghna to be online with you. If you can just pass on your
Sir?
scores to Meghna, I can get those inserted.
Sir, Venkat sir have some mic problem, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
Sir,
He's written
can
on
we-
chat.
Can we replace the adjudicator, sir?
Sure, if you can give me the alternative adjudicator's email ID, I'll just add him or her in.
Okay, sir. Take it, sir.
Yes, please.
Kotesh
Yeah.
Dharawat. DHA
Hmm.
RA
Hmm.
VA
Hmm.
TH
Hmm.
NMR
Yeah.
@
Yeah.
gmail.com. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for helping us out. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us for a second. I've just sent it across to Mr. Kotesh.
Okay, sir.
I would also. Is Mr. Kotesh already in the Zoom call? Then I can just promote him to a panelist. Mr. Kotesh, if you're there on the call, could you just raise your hand? We have moved Mr. Kotesh to being a panelist.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Well, we've all heard that good things come to those who wait. So audience who are waiting, I'm sure you have a fantastic debate lined up for you, which raises the expectation pressure on all the 4 speakers. And I'm glad to have them under pressure. Mr. Kotesh, thank you so much for joining. Sir, do you have access to the scoring?
My pleasure, sir. No, sir, not at all. Just I'm checking out, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, got it, sir.
Yeah. If you can open that sheet, you would see that.
Yes, sir. I can.
You have the 4 columns for the 4 speakers. Sumit would
Yes,
be speaking first. So where my cursor is right now, that is where you would enter Sumit's course. Every box has a drop down. If you just click on that small arrow, it will show you
Yes,
the
sir.
possible course. You can just choose.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Wonderful. Good to have you with us, sir. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will not delay the debate any further. What you have all been waiting for. I will stop my share. Sumit, you are going first. If you could come back on camera, please.
Sir, there is no electricity here, so it is some dark.
That's okay. We are here for your arguments. Darkness won't
sir.
create an impediment there. Yeah?
Yes, sir. Am I clear?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Right?
Okay, sir.
Sumit,
So-
if you're ready with the arguments, we will start your time now.
Okay. I believe that Indian is a single national language because let's just talk about India. India is a vast country with many different regions. People speak different type of languages. So when we come see the directions, the India, where the northern part of our India speaks Hindi, which is the majority of our population, while the southern south speaks Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, etc. While the eastern side speaks the Bengali, Assamese. Sometimes these divisions calls for a dispute. For suppose, I will share you a personal experience. When I have visited last summer holiday, when I have visited a tour to Tamil Nadu in a village, so there most of the people doesn't know any language except than the Tamil. So I faced a very difficulty to communicate with them. So the main aspect of the language is communication. When we are not able to communicate with each other, so we'll be divided into the parts in different regions. So different language in a country is spread to the country's unity. So when we have a common language in between countries, so it will do the job of uniting the country. A common language would unite all the people of our country, then country. So I will give some examples when a common language have played a vital role in country's unity. When we talk about the independence of our independence revolution, during the 1920s, most of our leaders have spoken in Hindi to unite the country's people. For instance, Mahatma Gandhi ji gave speeches in Hindi. He wrote the word Swaraj. Swaraj, which is a Hindi word. Swaraj was a word of magic which has united our country and makes it independent. And when we take the other example of freedom fighter like Subhash Chandra Bose, when he have come to give a speech, he gave a great slogan that तुम मुझे रख दो मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. This was speaking in Hindi. Even though Subhash Chandra Bose was from Bengal, and even though Gandhiji was a native of Gujarat, Gandhiji didn't speak in Gujarati. He gave the message in Hindi. So this shows how a national language is important for country's unity. So when we talk about the people, migrant people of our country, they move about 35% are country's population are migrant labor. When they move from one state to another, they face a very difficulty to communicate with the other people. So if there are different languages in different regions, so we could not communicate with each other. And according to our constitution, we have a right to share our views, experience, and knowledge to all of the country people. So if there are regional languages, different type of languages in India, so we could not share our experience and views. We could share our experiences and views to only our region people, that's local people. So we will feel very isolated that being in a vast country, we could share our experience and knowledge to a very less part of our country. That is about 5 to 6% of the population. So again, when we, in my opinion, I say that a single national language or common language is very important for country's unity. Country's unity is very important. A national language, a country must have national language, so it can. Okay. A country when has a national language, so it will spread its language to all over the world. In this way, we'll feel very proud to being in India. In my opinion, the government should enable the law of national language while preserving the local languages, so it would not hurt the local or regional people of different regions. So, at last, I would like to share a poem which supports Hindi as a national language. हिंदुस्तान सो लेट मी बिगिन. हिंदुस्तान की है शान हिंदी, हर हिंदुस्तानी की है पहचान हिंदी, एकता की अनुपम परंपरा है हिंदी, हर दिल की अरमान है हिंदी. So that's all, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Sumit from the Nalamala Reddy Foundation School. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, you have access to the scoring sheets. If you could please put in Sumit's numbers now. Meghna, I can see your scores. Can I take that as your final score?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir,
yes,
hello.
Yeah.
Sir, they help me that, sir, here marks 5, 15, and 25, 40, 50 is given. So for these all the things we have to give total marks, sir?
No, sir. So the way it works is if you click on this small arrow under Sumit's name, you have to come to column I.
1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sumit. So here we can score for.
If you just click on that small arrow, you will see a drop down of numbers.
Yes, sir. 5, 15, 25, 40, 50 is appearing, sir.
So all those, what those numbers mean is given on the left hand side.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
25 for somewhat convinced, 40 for convincing but leaves doubts, like that.
Okay, sir.
Aarti ma'am, I have your scores. May I take that as final?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, sir, here, sir, can we give, sir, only 40, 50 we can give, sir. Otherwise, 48, 45, like that, we can give that mark?
No, sir. You'll have to choose one of those scores.
Oh, no. Okay, among this one. Okay, sir. Okay, sir, got it, sir?
Yes, sir. I have that score. If you can fill up the ones below. So you'll have to fill up rows 6, 7, and 8,
okay,
and 12, 13, and 14.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that all columns should be filled, sir?
All rows, sir, you'll have to fill except row 9.
Okay, sir. Row 9 uses of rebuttal.
Yeah, 9 would be filled up after the.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to wait for a little while. We're just getting the scores in. Sumit will try and put your scores up on the screen in a bit. Sir, that score will fill up later.
The column. Oh. Sir, column 9 also marks allotted, but shall we remove it, sir?
Yes, sir. We'll remove that number.
Okay, sir. So now next 3 also, 3 blocks are there, no, sir? Shall we continue with that one?
Yeah, you have to fill in these 3 blocks.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Got it.
Is that the final score you want to give?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sumit, if you can see the screen, these are your scores after your first 5 minutes up on the screen now.
Yeah, sir.
Yep. Well done. Akansha, you're up next. We've already had your introduction. We hope your internet connectivity remains fine. If you are ready with your arguments, yeah.
Am I audible, sir, properly?
Loud and clear.
Okay,
Right,
thank you,
your
sir.
connection is behaving very, very well. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hope I'll do the same.
Great. Well, if you're ready with your arguments, we will start your time now.
Yes, sir. Namaskar and good afternoon, everyone. This is Akanksha Dwivedi, standing against the motion, India needs a single national language. So, in order to pay my tribute to late Sushant Singh Rajput, I was recently watching the recently released movie Dil Bechara. And one of my favorite dialogues from the movie was Seri, a Tamil word which means okay. Since then, many, including me, have used that word on various platforms for various reasons. But why am I telling you all this? The point is to support what I believe. Despite of such cultural diversity in India, we all stand united by our hearts. And for that unification, we do not need a common language. So before I start putting my arguments, let's quickly check the difference between the official language and the national language of a country. Official language is the language which is used for the formal function of a state, including that of government, education, and media. Whereas national language is a language that identifies the people of that nation, their culture, and their history. There are many countries who find their national language congruent to their official language, but it's not the case with India. India's official language is Hindi and English. But what about India's national language? Precisely, India does not have a national language. And there are various reasons, which I will be further explaining in the context of past, present, and future. India is a land of vivid cultures, and these cultures derive their essence through various ancestral and historical languages. Now, what I fail to understand is that how would that be a good idea or even practical to choose one among those very many languages? Talking about present, according to 2011 census, 43.63% Indians speak Hindi as their first language, followed by Bengali with 8.03% speakers, followed by Marathi with 6.86% speakers, Tamil with 6.7% speakers, and Telugu with 5.7% speakers. Here, I would completely agree with my worthy opponents who might think that Hindi should be the national language of India, that yes, Hindi is the most followed language in India, but that won't justify ignoring those 56.37% people who do not have Hindi as their national language. Making a national language will have further repercussions. And learning from the past, we should not forget what happened in the riots which occurred in Punjab and Tamil Nadu. And of course, 1937 anti-Hindi agitation. Choosing a national language would be like choosing between your left eye and your right eye. Difficult, isn't it? The whole point of me telling you all about this is to make everyone understand that India does not have a national language reason. It simply doesn't need one. India was born in diversity, it developed in diversity, and it will always stand united in diversity. I cannot imagine our India without the spark of those Punjabi songs, which me, not being a Punjabi, learn, sing, master, and then show it off. I also can't imagine not calling myself a part of the Thalaiva army, but thankfully, it's not the case. We can still dance on and sing Punjabi songs, watch Rajnikant movies, and whatnot, quoting Mahatma Gandhi. If God had so wished, he could have made all Indians speak one language. But India's unity has always been and shall always be a unity in diversity. Samajh lo? Thank you.
Well done, Akanksha. Very well argued. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, you have access to the scoring sheets. Please put in Akanksha's marks. Meghna, I have your marks. Thank you so much. Aarti ma'am, I have your marks as well. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I can see Kotesh sir's scores coming in. So can I take that as your final score, or would you like to change?
Yes, sir. You take it as the final.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Akanksha, if you can see the screen, these are your scores after your first 5 minutes of debating, out of 95 up on the screen now. Very well done. Sakshi, you're up next. If you're ready with your arguments, we will start your time now.
In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, राष्ट्र भाषा के बिना राष्ट्र अधूरा है. A nation is dumb without its national language. For a singular language can provide us with the unity that we need, the unity that we should have. Good evening, respected members of the jury, the audience, and my worthy opponents. I'm Sakshi Agrawal from Gwalior Glory High School to speak in favor of the motion. India needs a single national language. A nation is defined by its territories, its boundaries, and a language which upholds its destination, its traditions, its culture, and its history is called the national language. It is characterized by widespread speakers as well as some symbolic status. Now, I believe we as a nation would benefit greatly from the existence of such a language explained and understood by all. In the domains of business, trade, tourism, agriculture, science, technology, what not. The lack of a national language is a barrier in the progress of the nation. Students are reluctant to move to other parts of the country for studies or research because they can't understand the local language and thus the local customs. Non-participation in national affairs, reluctance to shift to different part of the country. People who are recruited in the army first have to be trained in regional languages are some of the cons of not having a singular language. For instance, how can a person only versed in his mother tongue understand the speeches of leaders, activists, politicians on the national level? We can't possibly expect these politicians to learn all 21 languages, then repeat their speech again and again in those 21 languages so that every single person or country understands them. Or we can't expect ourselves to learn these 21 languages to communicate with our countrymen. How can these people know about their rights, their duties, and the policies made for their own benefit? One of the major reasons people can't comprehend and assert their rights is the lack of a language. Many experts on the Constitution believe that our founding fathers did in fact wanted a single language to become the lingua franca, the link speech of the country. One such incident can be seen when the Subcommittee on Fundamental Rights of the Constituent Assembly recommended Hindustani, written either in Devanagari or Persian script, on the option of the citizen shall, as the national language, be the first official language of the Union. There's an aphorism which describes the linguistic diversity of India just perfectly. Kos kos pe badle pani, char kos par bani, which means the languages of India change every few kilometers, just like water. India is a land of numerous rivers, and these rivers are very important in their own right. But ultimately, at the end of the day, these rivers flow and drain into the sea and unite as one. Similarly, we have loads of regional languages which are important, but we need that one language which every citizen can call his or her own without being partial to the path they live in. That one language will become the identity of India on the global level. India, ancient India per se, had divided itself into kingdoms. Each kingdom had its own customs, traditions, and languages. But then how these kingdoms communicate with each other if they had different languages? Simple, they had a shared one. These kingdoms maintained friendly relations, formed alliances, peace, harmony, due to the shared language. And that's what I'm asking of you. India, its beauty is in its diversity. And yes, we thrive on the idea of unity in diversity, but how does that unity come about? During the anti-colonial movement, Bharat had its fair share of diversities, but one common goal too, a neutral territory, shall we say? That it was the antagonism and animosity towards the British which fueled us to fight together. We aren't a colony anymore, but we still need to function as a unit. And what better way than language to connect with our countrymen, which is the idea, the basis of every shared idea, the basis of every shared ideal, of every connection ever made. A common ground, a neutral territory. That is what a national language will give us. So I implore you to understand, to consider, to take in note the glorious possibilities having a national language will bring to our country. It will give us a common ground for diversity to flourish, not to disintegrate. And I implore you to understand that India does need a single national language. Thank you.
Well done, Sakshi. Some very forceful arguments there. Very well argued. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, you have access to the scoring sheets. Sakshi is the second column from the right. Meghna, I have your scores. Thank you. Aarti ma'am, I have your score as well. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Kotesh sir, I have your score. Shall I take this as final?
Yes, sir. You can take them as final score.
Thank you so much. Well, Sakshi, if you can see the screen, these are your scores up on the screen now. Well done, some high scores there. Let's now get to Yashwant. Yashwant, we already know a little bit about you, and thank you so much for all the help in getting the adjudicator issue sorted. If you're ready with your arguments, we will start your time for the debate now.
Good afternoon to all. I'm starting my debate against India needs a single national language. So coming to India, we have Hindi as national language. So trying to push Hindi alone is not going to keep the country together. We have to respect all cultures, religions, languages. That is the main role in Indian democracy. Okay, there are 22 official languages. So in my point of view, India does not need any national language. India needs a national unity. So a unity in diversity is a promise we made when we made India into republic. We respect all the languages, but our mother tongue is always be Telugu, Tamil, or whatever it is. Most of the national happily sings their national anthem in the Bengal with pride, because the reason behind it is the poet who wrote the national anthem gave respect to all the cultures and languages in the anthem, so it became our national anthem. So no one should have any injustice on the present language policy, and no one should oppose any languages, and no one should impose. Learning a language must not be compulsory. Not learning a particular language must not be compulsory. Finally, according to the secularism, everyone is equal before the law. We have freedom of speech and freedom of religion and freedom to express our feelings. So one nation, one language is a European idea. It is actually a European idea. So why European choose this law is they have nearby languages in Europe. So India is a multilingual society. So India can't accept this, because there is a lot of confusion in many languages. So by the way, English is a foreign language, but we are following this. It is habituated for us. It is not a problem for us. So finally, I want to conclude my debate, that is, we have no language problem. Languages are our assets. We have only problems with people who are speaking them. So please don't judge a man by his language. Please judge a man by his knowledge. So language is not a knowledge. Language is a language. So each citizen of India must be free to take his own decision on the language he wants to learn for his own benefit. Thank you, sir. This is my conclusion.
Thank you, Yashwant. Very well done. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, you have access to the scoring.
Thank you so much, sir.
Fill in the marks. I can see Aarti ma'am's points. Ma'am, I take them as a final.
Yes, sure, sir.
Meghna ma'am, I'll take that as your final score.
Yes, please, Shubhayu, please.
Thank you. I can see Kotesh sir's scores coming in. So may I take that as your final score?
Yes, sir. You may, sir.
Thank you. Yashwant, if you can see your screen, these are your scores after your first 5 minutes of debating up on the screen.
Sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, and this is when we circle back for the rebuttal. A quick reminder though, you are not rebutting the opponent's school, you are rebutting the opponent bench, which means Sumit and Sakshi, you are rebutting points put forth by Akanksha and Yashwant. Right? You'll have 2 minutes of rebuttal. You'll be warned after 1 minute gets over. I'm sure you've made a note of the points that came from the opposition bench. Sumit, if you're ready with your rebuttal, we will start your time for the rebuttal now.
Yes, sir. So as I said, as opposition said that India is a unity in diversity. So I also agree, India has a unity in diversity. But while the language is very important for communication. Feelings may come later, but communication is the most important to unite the country. Without communication, you would not be united. Country named India would not arise. If in history we look, if Mahatma Gandhi didn't have spoken in Hindi, or he had given his speeches of independence in only Gujarati, so today we would see there was no India. Without a common language, there was no India. It would be a different, like Gujarat as a country, Madhya Pradesh as a country, Telangana as a country. So language was the important aspect which made our India a country unite together. Without that language, without a common language, a country India could not be united. So I think leaving all the feelings like opponent told, Punjabi songs, that are religion, religions feeling, that is okay. But important is country's unity, and important is country's unity and communication between the people. People should understand the policies which are shown by the government. So if there is a common language, the people would be connected to each other very deeply. While in constitution they say there should not be discrimination on the basis of the languages, but today still we see in India there are discrimination. Even though in many people who travel from one place to another are discriminated by the people of the local, as they don't know the local language. So that's all I have to say.
Wonderful, Sumit. Akansha, you're up next. We will not show you the scores of the rebuttal right now, but judges, please do fill in the scores. Meghna, I have your score. Aarti ma'am, I have your score as well. Kotesh sir, if you could just please fill in the score, the one that we had left out empty earlier, row 9. Kotesh sir, I don't see you online on the sheet. If you can just confirm that you have access. I am not seeing Kotesh sir on this call. Quite possibly, sir might be experiencing a drop in connection. We'll just give it a couple of minutes for him to come back. Is there another teacher from Nallamala Reddy Foundation School in the audience who could perhaps step in?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. Give me a minute.
Sure. Dr. Snehanalla, could we? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Thank you, sir.
We can hear you, ma'am. Do you have access to the scoring sheet, or can you just can I just add you to the sheet?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, you'll have to send me your email ID, please. You could send.
You can just send it to nmrfschool1@gmail.com.
Sorry, ma'am, you'll have to repeat that once. Ma'am, you're on mute right now.
nmrfschool1@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just get that added. Ma'am, can you have an email from my ID on that email ID. If you can just click on that, you will get access to the scoring sheet.
Okay.
Ma'am, have you received that email? Akansha, this gives you additional time to brush up on those rebuttal points. Yes, ma'am, I can see you online on the Google Sheet now. You are looking to put in the score in cell I9, which is Sumit's points for rebuttal. As I mentioned, there's a small drop-down box there. If you can just fill in the score. Thank you, ma'am. I have your score. Well, I have Sumit's scores, but as I said, we will not get to see the scores now. We will come back to the scores after all the rebuttals are done. Akansha, if you are ready with your rebuttal, we will start your time now.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Akansha, loud and clear.
Good afternoon once again. Let's begin with a beautiful quote of Albert Einstein. Learn from yesterday, live for tomorrow, and hope, live for today and hope for tomorrow. My worthy opponents gave us very lovely hopes for tomorrow. But what about yesterday? Let's just go out of the box. Let's think what happened which caused the disintegration of East Pakistan and West Pakistan? Reason? Language. West Pakistan tried to impose Urdu on East Pakistan. And we all know the result. We have Bangladesh today. Such structural changes always cause disintegration. We have seen in USSR too. Let's come back to India. My worthy opponent also said that Hindi unites the common language, or Hindi unites the nation. I don't think so. Let's recall the 1937 anti-Hindi agitation movement. People were on roads protesting not to have Hindi as the compulsory language. This means they do not want to give up their own language. They do not want to learn some other language. This simply means that we have to learn from the past. And let's take another example, Vishala Andhra movement. Koti Sirar Mallu died due to fast, which he was doing to have a separate state for his own language. He fasted for 56 days and died. These are the results which happen when we try to impose a particular language on a country. Let's this country be the way it is. It's very good. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Well done, Akanksha. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, please put in the scores now. Meghna, I have your score. Thank you. Aarti ma'am, I have your score as well. Thank you. Ma'am, I have your score as well. Thank you. Well, I will be tabulating the scores at my end while we move on to the next speaker. Sakshi, you're up next. If you're ready with your rebuttal, we will start your time for the rebuttal now.
I would like to begin with an anecdote of the High Court Judge of Madras from 2004 and 5. He was invited to a function in Karnataka, so he went in Gulbarg. So he went via taxi from Hyderabad to Gulbarg, and he was surprised when the professor who had come to pick him up and the taxi driver were talking in Hindi. He asked them the reason. The professor replied, "My mother tongue is Kannada and the driver's mother tongue is Telugu. And the only common language we know is Hindi. That's the only thing we can converse in." This is a small picture of how a national language, a similar language, can connect us. And if we look at it at a greater level, we'll see its importance. As my worthy opponent stated, we have seen riots in the past on the use of national language. But let me take you even back to the anti-colonial movement and the ancient India. During anti-colonial movement, leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Tilak, and Annie Besant, and loads of them supported the use of a single language, advocated it, used it to unite the nation. And even back during the ancient India, before the British government, the saints of South, like Ramanujam, Vallabhacharya, Dadu Dayal of Rajasthan, Gyandev and Namdev of Maharashtra advocated the use of a single language and united the nation. They persuaded the people, not imposed a language on them, because this is a democracy and people can't be coerced but persuaded. And people say the biggest question when it comes to national languages, it will destroy our culture. But I believe culture and language are two different things. They are too entwined together that it is hard to distinguish between them. Culture is our identity. Language is a way to express it. And I believe if we learn a different medium of expression, our culture will not die or will not be destroyed. But it will be easier for us to explain our culture to different people. I would like to end my rebuttal with a quote by the very Rabindranath Tagore, my opponent quoted. में हम चाहते हैं कि भारत की प्रांतीय भाषा जिनमें सुंदर साहित्य की रचना हुई है वह अपने अपने घर में रानी बन के रहें और आधुनिक भाषा के हार की मध्यमणि हिंदी भारत भारती बन के विराजमान रहे. Thank you.
Well done, Sakshi. I have first time seen a quote being rebutted with another quote from the same author. Very well done. Let's see how the judges are scoring you. Judges, you have access to the scoring sheets. If you could please put in Sakshi's marks. Just give us a minute. Dr. Nalla, I have your score. Thank you. Aarti ma'am, I have your score, and Meghna, I have your score as well. Thank you. We have all three scores. So Yashwant, it's now your turn. You have heard all the arguments before you. Your points have been rebutted. Let's see you get back. If you're ready with your arguments or your rebuttal points, Yashwant, we will start your time now.
What they said is correct for at some stages. It is only in olden days it is correct, but we are living in 21st century. We have to be confident that we have our own language, and we have to respect our mother language, what we are speaking in our state. So if Hindi is alone, Hindi will be a language in a national language in India. Other non-Hindi states will become industries. So according to our constitution, every person is equal and every language is equal. So we have to show some equality in languages first. And finally, I want to disagree this policy what the government is taking this language policy is somewhat disgusting. So earlier Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore took as a challenge and made it successful. But we are living in 21st century, so we have to change the rule. We have to follow the Indian Constitution. So we have to follow the we should not follow the trend what is going on. We should set the trend. This is my opinion.
Well done, Yashwant. Excuse me. The judges, if you could please put in Yashwant's scores, we would have all 4 scores then. Meghna, I have your score. Dr. Allah, I have your score as well. Aarti ma'am, I have your score. Thank you so much. So all 4 of you have spoken. All 4 of you, I have the scores for. But this is where I start building some suspense. You guys will have to wait until I, the evil moderator, let you know your scores. Because this is where I'm going to tell you a little bit about Notebook. Okay. I and the team here at Notebook have worked towards making studies more enjoyable across the nation. We do 2 kinds of things. One is for CBSE students, where we have taken your entire curriculum, designed video lessons on every topic of that curriculum, and made it available wherever and whenever you want. Which means a teacher can play a video before taking a class, which means you at home can access the videos from a smartphone. And every video is 6 to 10 minutes in length, because we understand that your time is precious and there are 10 million things that you are doing, right? What we also do, which is very interesting from the point of view of today's debate, is we create content for state board schools. And in states like UP and West Bengal, which have their own languages, we ensure that we take a bilingual approach. What we essentially do is, if I have to teach English to a student whose primary medium of instruction has not been English as a subject, right? Then we take the literature and first explain the story or the poem in a language that they easily understand. So a student in UP will first understand Shakespeare in Hindi, will then get a lesson video which uses Hindi as well as English so that they can correlate the two, and then move on to a complete English lesson. This handholding helps students, especially ones who start learning English a little later in life. What we will, however, show you now is a lesson from your CBSE course. This is from the class 9 chapter of French Revolution. Now, before we start a chapter, what we do is we create a small interest builder. We talk about things that are perhaps relevant in today's world with respect to the topic that you're going to learn, making it more application oriented. I will play a small clip of one of those notebook videos so that you can know what I'm talking about.
What are revolutions? And how have they helped make society better and bring about social change? Revolutions are mass riots and protests that lead to the forceful overthrow of a government or social order and replaces it with an alternate system. Why are revolutions necessary in a society? Revolutions are necessary because, over a period of time, a system of governance becomes stagnant and corrupt. Some people gain enormous power and influence and wealth. Poor people suffer badly due to rich people exercising this influence to become wealthier and more powerful. Poverty, lack of basic amenities such as education, health, and sanitation, lack of employment, and social discrimination also play a huge role in making a huge section of the population dissatisfied and helpless. Revolution is the people's way of changing a system that they find is oppressing them and working against them in long term. Does this mean revolutions are very frequent and happen all the time? No, not at all. Every government, whether big or small, is very powerful, and only the biggest, most organized revolutions are ever successful. The other, smaller protests are crushed mercilessly, just like the Indian Revolt of 1857 against the British. However, there are also plenty of examples of successful armed revolutions which have brought down governments and have brought about remarkable social change. We have 2 such examples this year in your syllabus. Yes, in our next videos, we shall study about the French Revolution and the Russian Revolution. We shall get to know what caused them, what happened during these historic events, and what were the long-term consequences of these important movements in history. These revolutions are important as they made great headways towards the universal understanding and granting of human rights and social privileges. They both ruptured the idea of monarchy and destroyed the age-old system of a king or an emperor ruling the whole country with an iron hand and leading lives of luxury at the expense of the poor. They tell us how excessively unequal distribution of wealth and resources in a society finally kill that society and give rise to a new age. Before we take your leave, remember that the spirit of revolution lies within each of us. And it is not necessary that protest always takes the path of violence. We have examples from our own country where peaceful protests and non-cooperation have been able to achieve what armed resistance could not, our country's independence. Peaceful resistance is therefore as important for social change as armed resistance, even perhaps more. So remember, fighting is not the only way to resist. Each of you can bring social change if you become better citizens, if you are aware of others' needs and challenges, and if you learn to work for the greater good and not just your own gain. See you soon for our next videos. Goodbye.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was a short clip from one of the Notebook videos. We have Achin Bhattacharya here with us. Achin is the founder and CEO of Notebook, and this product has been his brainchild. Achin was a chartered accountant, is a chartered accountant by training, and was a director at Deloitte before he started Notebook. Achin, we would love to hear about your thoughts about today's debate and also get your points on today's topic.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think great session we had today. Akanksha, Shakshi, Sumit and Yashwant. Really great show. I admire your confidence, logical, well thought out deliberations, and most importantly, your passion. I also like the rebuttal part, which I found really very interesting. Debate, discussions, and public discourse are at the heart of any democratic society. And I'm really so happy to see such interest for debate, such passion for debate in our schoolgoers. Each one of you, I saw today, had your own style of debating, which is quite distinct from each other. But I believe that what all of you are connected is by a common purpose of promoting the art of public speaking in our day-to-day lives. Whenever we debate with our fellow citizens, always remember that whenever you discuss something, you discussion, debate, these are quite natural. But the objective should always be to find out what is right and not who is right. I also thank both the adjudicators and principals of both the schools and the teachers who have helped in shaping up all the contestants. Indeed, all of us are forever indebted to our teachers for their priceless contribution to our lives. I also congratulate the proud parents. Great show by all the 4 contestants. And I thank the audience for their active encouragement and support to our young debaters. We at Notebook are extremely humbled at being able to host 0 Hour for Students and Together for Education webinar for esteemed educators and parents. And today, we have more than 10,000 videos in public domain, just like the one you saw a short while back, which are accessed by more than 1 million users. I again thank all the participants. To me, irrespective of the result, all of you are winners for your commendable performance, which I am sure will only get better with passage of time. I look forward to see all of you in our Together for Education webinar today at 5 p.m. Thank you. Over to you, Shubhai.
Thank you for those wonderful words, Achin. I'm sure the participants will take them to heed. Well, we are also very proud to have partnered with Save the Children. Save the Children is an NGO that works with underprivileged children across the globe in saving their childhoods from inhospitable environments. We have here a short message from their CEO, Ms. Bidisha Pillai. We were very fortunate to have Ms. Pillai with us on the Together for Education webinar a couple of weeks back. Let me play that short message for you first.
Save the Children was born in 1919. 100 years is not a milestone that many organizations or individuals can claim to have reached. And for us, it's been a tireless, relentless journey to ensure that every child has access to their rights. Every child has a voice. But when we look back at 100 years, because 100 is also a time to reflect, we wonder what it would be like to live in a world where children don't need to be saved. Perhaps we could live in a world where Save the Children does not need to exist. And so as we look at the future, we envision a world which is much kinder to its children. A world in which children no longer need to be protected from violence, where children are not needlessly dying before they turn 5, where every child is going to school, is learning, is playing, and is on that path towards fulfilling their full potential. As we turn 100, we pledge to work towards that future of a much kinder and brighter world for children. Every day, every hour, every minute, we will continue on that path. But we also know we can't do it alone. We want to work closely with the communities, with our partners, with the government, and most importantly with the children themselves. They are going to be the change makers of tomorrow. Children like Anoyara, like Rahul, like Salman, like Mamta, they are the ones who are breaking gender stereotypes. They are challenging social norms, and they are changing the world and the lives of themselves and also children around them. We pledge to continue working with them, alongside them, to ensure that every child gets the right start. I'm Bidisha Pillai, and I invite you to join Save the Children in our commitment to ensure that every child gets the right start.
We are extremely proud to have partnered with Save the Children, and particularly proud that what they have offered as part of this partnership is the winners of the 0 Hour debate will get chances to intern with the wonderful team at Save the Children and make a difference in some more children's lives. Well, this is the part that you guys have been waiting for and hating me for keeping you from. If you, all 4 of you, could come back on your cameras. These are your final scores after your 5 minutes of arguments and 2 minutes of rebuttal. Sumit, you average 77. Akansha averages 85. Sakshi's average is 79. And Yashwant's average is 77. Which means NMR Foundation Schools, school average is 77. And Gwalior Glory High School, your average is 82. Both teams very well done, but the margin is very, very slim. And this is where the audience vote is going to count. Audience, this is where you get to play a role. You get to be the decision maker. I will now start a poll on your screen. You will see 4 names on that poll. It's your job to decide based on the debate that you've heard, which speaker deserves to be your choice for the speaker of the day. The school that has the speaker of the day gets 25 additional points. So that could very well make or break this particular debate. You'll have 1 minute to cast your vote. And if you're looking at your screen, it should be up there now. I can see the votes coming in. This is going to be a minute of absolute suspense for these 4 participants. I can see them on camera, so I know how intently Sakshi is staring at the screen, willing for those blue lines to move. We are about 40 seconds in. 82% people have voted. I've been saying this, that most democracies in the world would be jealous of our voting percentage. We have 10 seconds to go. 12 people have still not voted. That could swing this. So if you have not voted yet and you've let go of your chance now, the poll ends. You have the results on your screen. Sakshi Agarwal with 43% votes is our choice speakers for the day. What that also means is Gwalior Glory High School gets those 25 additional points, which I will quickly tabulate. In the meantime, Meghna, can we have your thoughts about today's debate and your points for the motion that we were debating today?
Yes, yes, Shubha, I'll just be there in a minute. Yes. So thank you so much. Very good evening to all. Notebook can consistently boast of phenomenal debating right from the start, and this session does not seem to be separate at all. Today, I have to, however, mention that both the schools, Nalla Malla Reddy Foundation and Gwalior Glory High School, have displayed great enthusiasm for this event. I have personally coordinated with them, so I know. School principals and spokespersons have been very proactive, so thanks to them. It's we who set the stage for our children, and with such good debates, it's evident that both the schools have made their best efforts. Now, moving on, I would like to throw some of my opinion on the topic on whether India needs one national language. A defining feature of India is its diversity in terms of religion, caste, language, and culture. India adopted a federal structure with states and formed the states on a linguistic basis. Language formed the bedrock of the state and served to accommodate the different linguistic groups to ensure their effective integration into the economic, political, social, and cultural mainstream. In today's broad majority of schools, we have a second language and a third language, and the principal means of communication is English. With the central government emphasizing the need for vernacular education, we as educators need to understand how language variations affect education in general. Barring the minorities, where the role of language is significantly important, the principal question that needs to be answered here is whether variations in language can deter advancement in higher education, particularly with regard to the post-colonial nations. History stands as witness to the fact that entrenching elites from developed countries have reaped the benefits of one language while disempowering masses where vernacular education has been predominant. It's clear, therefore, that one language solves many problems, but multilingualism is an asset. India can boast of 22 scheduled languages and thousands of dialects. Let's face it, therefore, that the role of vernaculars need to be increased. In a relation, Kanni Gandhi Arunadha from Paris, France, states that we should put language forward as a primary variable in economic planning in multilingual nations rather than as an afterthought. So in India, where Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Tamil are among the most commonly spoken languages, one unique language to represent us all may require changing of the very spirit of unity and diversity that India has believed in for ages. So I'm very glad that some of you, the contestants and participants, have put forward these points very effectively. With that, I shall end here. My hearty congratulations to all the very sweet participants, Akanksha, Sumit, Sakshi, and Yashwant, and earnest thanks to the audience for being with us today. Over to you, Shubhayu. Thank you.
Thank you, Meghna. As always, a wonderful summary of the entire debate. We have with us Dr. Sneha Nalla, who's been writing very lovely things to us. Thank you so much for that encouragement, ma'am. Your words really mean a lot to us. More than the results of these individual debates, it's far more important that the students get this kind of exposure. I'm not very sure how many times students would have had an audience of 100 people to watch them debate at such a phenomenal level. And it's been a privilege to host all of your schools at this event. Having said that, these are the final scores. Gwalior Glory High School, you win, taking 107 points. You are our winner of match 20 of the 0 hour debate. I believe celebrations are in order. If Gwalior has relaxed its rules and shops have started opening up, I believe an ice cream might be shared. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now close for the day. We have our Together for Education webinar coming up at 5 o'clock. We hope to see you there. Until then, take care and goodbye.